So, Saul Canelo Alvarez defeats John Ryder, a unanimous decision. Um, I had it, what did I have it? 118, 10 rounds to 2, I had it. 118, 109, I had it. But yeah, I think one of the judges had it 120, 107, and the other couple had it similar to what I had it. But look, the fight. I was surprised it went the distance. I was surprised because beforehand I picked Canelo to win in what was it, 5 or 6 rounds, and I really thought the fight was going for the first 5 rounds. It was definitely going that way, but you cannot overstate the sheer courage, the sheer resiliency. The good old-fashioned bucket of guts from John Ryder. He was absolutely astonishing in the amount of, not just the way he absorbed the punishment, but the fact that right until that final bell, he was trying to do everything he possibly could to win. And it was never going to be enough because Canelo is just too good in all departments. And the 2 rounds I gave to Ryder, probably one of them you could give to Canelo. I mean, I don't think those wide cards were hometown cooking at all. I think Canelo clearly won the fight by a landslide. The fight started off, and Canelo, I thought, won the opening round by a few right crosses. Ryder's a southpaw, Canelo's orthodox. What do you do with a southpaw? You keep threading that right cross over there, and Ryder wasn't hurt at all, and in the first round he was doing all right. Lots and lots of feints from Ryder. It was, Canelo having a look at him and Ryder trying to feint his way in. Second round was more of the same, but then in the third round, I mean, Ryder's nose, it was a hook, I think it was. Or was it right cross or a hook? I can't remember. I think it was a hook. But Ryder's nose didn't start bleeding. It exploded. I mean, there was blood just all over his face instantly, coming out of his mouth as well, down his chest. I mean, it was horrendous to look at. And you thought, well, the writing's on the wall here. And Canelo suddenly was getting much, much closer very, very quickly. And I thought, okay, I'll give him another 2, 3 rounds. Ryder's nose was busted instantly in that third round. He's got to be broken. There's no way. And in the subsequent rounds, it was the blood. You could see the blood just pouring out like a running tap. In the fifth round, Ryder hits the floor because Canelo fires a sort of token jab, comes over with a right cross, and Ryder sort of sagged. It was almost like the air was let out of him, and he fell back into the ropes. And you thought, well, that was round 5. You thought, okay, if he doesn't get finished this round, he ain't going to last one more. But he did last. He came back into it, and he never, ever stopped trying to win. And he never lost belief. He never lost self-belief. He just kept constantly hanging in there and trying to do his damnedest to land punches. And he was landing some good little uppercuts, a couple of round the corner hooks, It was just a real sight to behold that's, they say go out on your shield. Well, as a matter of fact, Ryder, he lost, but he wasn't knocked out. But I'll tell you what, if you're going to leave it all in the ring, this is the way to do it. And Canelo, I think, Canelo must have thought, well, I've got him at various points of the fight. I mean, Ryder was shaken up badly in another couple of the middle rounds, after that fifth round. I mean, 7, 8, 9, what was it? Clearly, Canelo was winning virtually everything, but it was just so incredible to watch Ryder. I know I'm concentrating too much on Ryder and not enough on Canelo. I'll come to him in a minute. But as an Englishman, and as Ryder being English, and the fact that Canelo is now 8-0 against English or British fighters, John, you did us proud, mate. You did us proud. As for Canelo, is he what he was? I don't think so, because I think he slowed slightly. I think he hasn't quite got that sharpness that he used to have when he would look to finish fighters off. He does put the pressure on very, very well, even now, but I have to say that he's just half a step, maybe not even half a step, maybe quarter of a step slower. He can be hit defensively. He gets hit a little bit. The strange thing with this performance with Ryder is that Ryder he jabs occasionally, but the jab isn't his favourite punch. And I think a sharp, traditionally, I mean, in the past, Golovkin, even Kovalev, the jab has been the thing that's given Canelo some problems. Ryder didn't really have the jab, and yet still he was able to get quite close and land some sort of from the outside, from around the corners punches, and he landed some good uppercuts. Okay, Ryders is southpaw, so maybe that gave Canelo something else to think of. But I just got the feeling that if you look at Canelo's last 3 fights, okay, you can push aside the Bivol one because Bivol, a light heavyweight, even albeit a small one, and Canelo moving up to light heavy again. I know he beat Kovalev, but Kovalev was clearly past it and coming off a back-to-back camps because he had the Yard fight, which was a tough fight in itself. And he gave Canelo plenty of problems, but was past his best. Kovalev, Bivol, certainly not past his best. A smaller light heavyweight than Kovalev, certainly, but able to he had enough about him, in every department to keep Canelo contained. Those scorecards should have been much wider than they were. Then if you look at Canelo's fight against Triple G was 40 and he's clearly seen better days. He looked to me, Canelo, got Golovkin to be hopefully just trying to sort of get the first 6 rounds out of the way so he could come on strong in the second half of the fight. Didn't work out. But Canelo didn't look fantastic in that fight. And now in this one, I think Canelo, after 60 whatever fights, has gone not over the hill entirely, but is now in the descendancy from his peak, shall we say. And I think John Ryder, God bless him, I mean, definitely a world-class fighter. Yeah. It's funny because he's 0-3 in British title fights, and now he's 0-2 in world title fights. Even though he should have beaten Callum Smith, he clearly beat Callum Smith and got jobbed. But no, Canelo, I'm not going to knock him. I mean, I'm not going to knock this performance. He won almost all of the rounds, if not all of them. You can make a case for him winning every round. Well, I don't know about the last one. I thought the last round belonged to Ryder, but certainly you can have him winning 11 rounds. But I don't think he's quite the fighter he was. Not really. There's something has slipped. And I'm recording this video immediately after watching the fight. I mean, the fight finished 5-10 minutes ago, so you have to let the dust settle and have a think about it. But yeah, obviously the Canelo little gravy train rolls on. Who'll be next to him? He wants Bivol next. I only see one winner in that fight, and that's Bivol. Unless Bivol gets dragged down to 168 and, wrecks his body doing it. That gives Canelo a chance, but at 175, not a chance. Not a chance. I think Bivol beats him again. But you never know. You just never know, do you? I mean, I thought Canelo would get Ryder out of there in 5, 6, 7 rounds. He almost did, but John Ryder. What a warrior. What an absolute warrior. If you're going to lose a boxing match, that's the way to lose it. Amazing. Yeah, what did you think of the fight? What did you think? I thought the Guadalajarian crowd, all 50,000 of them or whatever it was, they were a little bit disappointed that Canelo couldn't quite get the knockout. But he's their darling. I'm sure they'll forgive him. He won. But well done to John Ryder. His stock has risen. Make no mistake about that. He's 34, so he can, I don't know how much this is going to take out of him, though. When you take a beating like that, Jesus Christ. Maybe Ryder will walk off into the sunset with his big fat paycheck. God knows he deserves it. But if he doesn't, if he's still motivated to fight, he can give quite a few super middleweights in the world a very, very stiff argument indeed, provided this hasn't put too many miles on the clock. So anyway, leave your comments below. What do you think of the fight? What do you think of John Ryder's bravery? What do you think of Canelo's performance? Do you think Canelo's getting a little bit past it now? Do you think he beats Bivol? Leave all your comments below, whatever thoughts you've got, and I'll answer them. Thanks, as always, of course, for listening in. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Please do so. It helps us a great deal. And hit the like button as well on the video if you liked it. And not a bad weekend's worth of boxing. Hope you enjoy all the videos I did. Take care of yourself. We will speak again soon. Of course we will. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care. Bye for now.